Just what do you like about Odafe?
Like his size, like his length, like his speed off the ball, burst. Love the fact that he's super excited to be here. Excited about playing with the guys that we have in our defense, and expect him to be a really good player for us. And very excited about it.
What do you think happened last week defensively for you guys?
I think there was some good and some bad. We sort of like started off pretty well. I felt like the bad sort of steamrolled on us a couple times where we gotta play a little bit more in a one play at a time mentality and not let a bad play affect the next play. There was times where we did things really well with the quarterback and the scrambles, and there was times where he still was able to make some plays in that regard. Then they got the run game in the second half, especially a couple really explosive runs, I would say, leaked out, missed tackles, things like that. So a lot of things to chase, a lot of things to clean up. Credit to them. That's a really good team that was in the NFC Championship game. I think it showed our guys that like when we're on it, we got what we need. When we're on our details and when we're doing things at a high level, we have one little miscommunication. Like those type of teams will make you pay. So just trying to look at ourselves, tighten everything up, and get ready for another great challenge.
Just going back to the trade for a second, I guess what was your reaction when Joe approached you about Alohi being a part of it?
Yeah, that's always hard. I mean, I love Alohi. Tons of love and respect for him. It was like you bring it up and you think it all through and you figure out what's best for the situation, where you have depth, where you could maybe feel like you could maybe use a little bit. And then to add a caliber player, it's like the caliber player that you got had to be, to me, at a really high level to be willing to do that, which obviously Joe thought that. And then, sort of like, okay, yeah, this is a first-round draft pick that's got 20-plus sacks, had 10 sacks last year, pressure rate's high this year, has played well, plays the run. He's physical. He put on a bunch of weight in the offseason to play the run and do things better. Love Alohi, tons of love and respect for him. I really thought he was playing really well this year. And then stuff like that happens fast, and you just sort of understand the business side of it. And super excited to add who he added. And like I said, I think he'll make a big presence for us.
Just to follow up.
Yeah.
So part of it is obviously when you're coaching, you're thinking about the football aspect of it. Part of it too is sort of managing personalities, leadership, that kind of stuff. I mean, just how important was Alohi to the room?
Lo was a big part of the organization here. I think it was his sixth year. Had started a bunch of games, had played next to Derwin for tons of games. Obviously, last year played next to Elijah with us being able to do things with Derwin. We had some experience last year. He missed 5 or 6 games towards the end of the year. And so I do feel like that's a position where we have depth, or otherwise it's a move, you may not be able to make. So T. Jeff, who's been in the rotation and played, I'm really excited to see RJ get an opportunity. I think back to the rookies last year, especially in the secondary, and it was that third, fourth, fifth game where those guys started to come on and let their presence be known, and Tarheeb and Cam. And so I really feel like RJ has done a phenomenal job, and Nico as well. But those guys have done a great job, like getting better every week, staying in tune, not like, oh man, I'm not playing. Like they know that RJ probably knows the game plan as well as anybody every week. So I'm excited to see him get his shot and continue to progress him. Obviously trust Tony and Elijah. I do think Elijah getting back and is back to being really healthy. I thought he's played really well the last 2 games. And so it's the business side of it. It's from the higher up, but like I said, in Joe we trust, and Coach Harbaugh we trust, and if a move is going to make the team better, we're certainly on board.
Okay, so that's the thing. Just about like without Alohi, the 3 safety rotation you want to play, change it all. You think there's a different person in there.
Yeah, I mean it's every situation. Talked about it before. I mean every team you play, every situation, every personnel, predicated on the matchups and whatever. So we still certainly want to be able to do things with Derwin that he does great. And so we'll find a way to put all the guys hopefully in the best position for us to be successful.
You mentioned, Odafe has a high pressure rate, but the sacks really haven't come this season. Do you think that's just, it's going to eventually get there, or have you identified some things that you can see that can get there?
I think there's some factors in that, in games where you don't have a lead and you're playing the run and your mindset is a little bit different. And so I do think that he plays really hard. He plays really disciplined. He has a pressure rate and he's not getting frustrated. It's very similar to Thule, how he was playing, where like you're not going to be shocked when all of a sudden he goes out there in a game and has 3 sacks. And so I think he's playing really well on the tape. He was in a rotation there, particularly as the last few games. I think he was, playing about half the snaps. But I expect him to be a really good player against the run and a really good player against the pass, and super excited about his pass rush ability to run people down, run quarterbacks down. Been something that we've struggled with at times, and so couldn't be happier to add him.
Odafe said yesterday that he feels like he's a little bit unorthodox in terms of how he rushes, partly because he got such a late start in football. Do you agree with that? And if so, like how is his rush unorthodox?
Yeah, I think he's a freak athlete, and his combine number. I mean, you look back at his numbers coming out. I've talked about it like quarterbacks recently where they come out and they got 5 and 6 years of experience. This guy played really 2.5 seasons at Penn State. His last year was the COVID year. Only played a little bit in high school. So a younger player, I would say, from all that. Now he's developed his game now that he's been in the NFL. He's been productive with sacks. But yeah, I think like he's not a guy that's been rushing the quarterback since he was 10 years old, like some of the guys have. So, but I think his athletic traits make him unique. It's a guy that ran super, super fast, super explosive, has length, has added more and more muscle and size over the last couple of years to try to become a well-rounded player. And so I don't know that he may say that. I just think he's a good, long, powerful speed guy that can rush with power, that can bend at the top of his rushes, that can run people down in space. So hopefully that translates well.
Thierry obviously had the last play Monday. You were high on him coming into the year, 5 games in. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's been what I thought he could be. He's made some of those type of plays. I think like everybody, you're searching for that super high level of consistency. But he's a guy that when he's going the right way and he's playing that way, like he can be really disruptive. He's had a bunch of games like that, a bunch of plays like that. He's disrupted the run a lot for us. And so, yeah, I'm happy with where he's at. He's played well. That was a huge play to sort of try to give us a little bit of momentum switch in that game. So, yeah, happy with how he's playing.
How would you assess the run defense?
The last couple of weeks, I would say not up to the standard we want to be at. And so, especially in games where, thought we played the run pretty well in the first half, and then it gets to a point where it's like they're running the ball because of the nature of the game. They have a little bit of a lead, or it's in that tight deal. That's where we got to be a lot better. We got to be disruptive. We got to get the ball back. We need to set our offense up more. And so not really to the standard. And multiple things I would say involved with that, but details that we're chasing to be better there.
Is the fix like structural in terms of how you guys are playing, or is it more about individual guys, improving block destruction and that sort of thing?
I would say it's everything. I always look at, what we're playing, the call, the leverages that we have, the formations that they're giving us. There's always things I feel like we can do better there as coaches or in design. And then certainly sometimes you're in a bad design and a guy makes a great play, gets off a block, makes a tackle. And so it's that fine line of mixing those two together, put them in a better position schematically, and continuing to strive and being able to get off blocks and make plays.
What have you seen from Miami's offense without Tyreek the last game and a half?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really explosive offense in the sense that They have weapons. Waddle, they've just brought back Darren Waller the last 2 games. I mean, they've thrown him the ball 3 times in the red zone, all 3 touchdowns. He's gotten targets on 3rd and 4th down. He's been integrated more and more over these last 2 games. Waddle's super explosive. They got a bunch of really, really fast guys with the ball in their hands, whether it be their running backs, their different receivers. They do a good job getting the ball out quick in space, and a lot of times it's the run after the catch. And so they probably, I don't know the exact numbers, they may have the shortest throw distance maybe, just because I feel like they get rid of the ball quick and throw a lot of screens and things like that where they get their O-line is really athletic, so they get out in front. I think Tua is one of the best anticipator throw guys in the league. Like, if he knows what you're in and a guy's breaking, he's throwing the ball on time to a spot, does a really good job with that. So it's about being disruptive on those type of plays, showing them, changing the picture on them, whether it be pre-snap, on the snap, whatever it is, showing them different looks, getting our hands up, to try to knock some passes down, things like that. So great challenge. I think they've played well on offense, maybe better than their record indicates. And so it's a challenge we're definitely ready for.
Denzel's window is open. Just what kind of impact do you think he could make in trying to make some of these improvements around defense?
Yeah, I think that's what he is. He's a thumper, Mike linebacker. Last year, same thing. Our numbers when he was out there versus when he wasn't. Not that I think Troy's done a phenomenal job playing. He's really been a weak side linebacker, but able to play Mike and then slide over there when we lost Denzel. So, I'm excited for the possibility. I don't know how the window will shake out over these next couple games, but definitely excited to get him back.